thing.
Pivot a little bit.
Pivot. Pivot. What? Oh. Don't fool CNN. Green screen. Ain't working. Those are the only two share. Okay, and here's the polls. Right here.
Hi.
Junior high spectacular, parish updates, quest, retreat.
Yeah.
A morning of reflection.
Yeah.
Okay. Breakout rooms, reactions. Oh. What's up, sir?
Mute.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we loud enough now?
Huh?
Are we loud enough now?
Oh, I can hear y'all. Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear y'all plenty. Eileen, are you doing all the screen share stuff, or do I need to put that up for like the flyers?
I pulled the Life Chain flyer and
Okay.
Youth Ministers Morning of Reflection.
Okay. The only one I had, I think, was the Life Chain flyer. I just wanted to make sure so I could have it ready.
Some pictures from lunch at the Catholic Student Center.
Oh, yes, yes. I'll pull that up. Okay. Sorry.
It's all good. She's running. You tell her, Megan.
She
Oh, yeah, you get you out of here. Are these the ones you're pulling up off Facebook?
Yeah, I'm just going to the Facebook right now and get.
I've already got them, so.
Oh, do you have them? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Because the only ones I saw, I guess since I'm not officially a part of the group, the only ones I saw were the ones that we had. I need to just join the group. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Got it.
I'm getting nervous.
It really didn't feel that bad in the student center.
No, it wasn't. It was pleasant.
Especially for no electricity, but when the teens started getting in there, it started. The college students started getting there. It got stuffy real quick. I'll pull up my agenda.
And just remember, Evan, we are recording.
Okay. Did I pull something up before? I didn't realize it. Here it is. Updated agenda.
Good. What you nervous for? Nope. Record.
You know that meeting that maybe it was the last month's meeting where Chris and I are the thumbnail to the video on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I think we were praying. I mean, like my eyes are
'Cause
closed. That's why I'm so concentrated because
Oh yeah,
we were
okay.
praying.
It was just like because when you first process and upload it, it gives you an automatic one. And I was like, this is the one it's going to give me of all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to give me the like, it does that though.
I didn't see it.
We should be able to add like a
I
cover
changed
page,
it, Chris.
like
I
a
changed
cover
it.
sheet. Hi, Kathy.
How are y'all?
Good.
Good.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
I was getting nervous. It's getting close to time, and Kathy, you're the only one here so far.
Maybe a quick meeting.
Good.
I was afraid I was going to be late. I was out mowing the grass and the lawnmower, the riding lawnmower just all of a sudden quit. Mark's out of town. So I called him and I said, the mower quit. And he said, well, probably the belt fell off. So he's trying to talk me through how to fix it.
How to fix
So
it.
I'm laying on the ground. I've got grease all over me. Never could fix it. So finally I called a friend of ours and I said, okay, I have to holler calf rope. I couldn't fix it. He came over, and it turned out that the pulley had broken. So that's why I couldn't find the pulley. So, well, that makes me feel a little better.
Where's he at right now? Where's
He's
his
in
job? Site?
Ohio.
In Ohio?
Mhm.
Woo.
Yeah, he'll be there a couple of weeks. He's been gone a week. He'll be there a couple of more weeks. Then he'll be home until January. So
Oh, that'll be nice to have
Yes.
him home.
yes, it will. That's the only downside to his job is we don't like the travel. You know, we did that a long time ago when he was field engineer.
Yeah.
And we'd gotten spoiled to not traveling. So, but he really likes these guys he works for. And so we just work around the travel.
How
How
big
y'all
is
been?
your baby getting?
Hmm?
What's that, Kathy?
I said, how have y'all been?
We're good. We're coming back into the office.
Oh, good.
Now there's probably 2 to 3 of us in the office in the youth department each day. So we're part-time working from home, part-time working at the office. So it's getting to feel more real.
Yeah.
I mean, working from home is also real, but in a different,
But
Yeah.
it's just different.
yeah.
I've never thought I was a huge extrovert. I mean, I know I'm not an introvert, but
Don't think I have to worry about that.
I didn't realize how much energy I draw from in-person
Yes.
meetings.
Yeah.
You know, Zoom is, I mean, we're blessed to have it. It's better than nothing, but it's not like being in the same
No.
room with people.
It's not. You feed off of other people easier when you're in person.
Yes.
I came back not knowing how to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much they wanted to talk on Zoom compared to in person, though.
Well, I was glad we got to start back.
Hey, Megan, meeting's about to start. Please don't have my little one run out with no clothes.
He's talking to his the president of his
Yeah.
company.
Lena likes to surprise us sometimes and run out the bathroom when we're not paying attention. And
Our youngest did that. She was about, I don't know, not quite 2. And Father Steve was our priest at the time, and he was out for dinner. And she escaped from the bathroom and came running down the hall into the living room just without a stitch of clothes on. And of course, Kaylee and Marcus were older. They were mortified.
oh, so a little bit of good news. So Tony, from when they had the physical examination after he passed away, they said it was just by looking at him, it was more likely something chromosomal. But nothing came up in the autopsy. But just the doctor glancing at him, that's what his impression was. So we did a genetic screening this time for this one, and it all came back negative. So there's no genetic issues at all with this pregnancy.
That's
So
wonderful
we're
news. Evan.
very relieved.
I am so glad. We are keeping y'all in our prayers.
Maybe we'll just wait like one more minute, just because. Yeah. Is that yeah, Becky.
Deacon Benny.
3 more years. Need your
Yep.
prayer. Need your prayer.
We keep you in our prayers.
Thank you. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
Michelle, are you driving? Or you're just in a dark room?
She's in her car.
Oh.
She's in the car.
Be safe.
I can't stop looking at all Tammy's crosses. I'm like, okay, I need this one. I need that one. The big wooden one for sure. Did your brother make that? No, okay.
No, they're just ones I have.
Okay. I'm like trying to look the little one in the back. I was like, do I have that one or not have that one?
It's 7:05, so I think we'll get started and we'll just catch everyone up as they join the call. It's just me, Chris, and Evan this evening leading our meeting. Melanie's taking a little time off for family time and vacation. So our meeting won't be as lively because Melanie's not here, but we'll try our best to do our Melanie impersonations and keep the spirit and the energy alive during our Zoom call tonight. I think Evan's going to get us started with a prayer.
In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
God, thank you so much for allowing us to keep gathering and keep bringing people to your holy feet. There's so many times that we encounter trials and tribulations, and there's so many times we come to crossroads and we wonder if we're even good enough to keep going, and or we lack the courage or we lack the vision to accomplish the goal that you're asking. Let your will be done. Let your goals be accomplished. And most of all, let your love shine through us so that the teens may know you and grow closer to you every day. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Man.
Thank you, Evan. Now, as with all good Zoom calls, we have a little icebreaker. And so I'm going to pass it over to Chris.
Okay. We have to do our background. Y'all got to guess what movie or what TV show or what it pertains to. Let's see if we can get it to work. Did it come up? Nope, it's not working.
Uh-oh. It was working just 5 seconds ago. Oh, look, it's on my shirt.
It's on your shirt.
Oh,
Nope, it's not going to work. We even tried it earlier. That's technology it is. So I guess that will be,
try one more.
nope.
Okay, it's on
It's-
my
it's-
shirt. What's
it's
that
the-
background?
It's the green shirt. You got to cover up your shirt, see if it works.
The Matrix.
There you go. Yes.
Okay, now do it.
Well, let's see if it'll.
No, I got it. I'm smart.
Yeah, you got it. I had a whole bunch of them. Nope, it's not gonna work.
Oh, Matt would get that one for sure.
Yeah, that was for Matt. Okay.
No.
No bueno.
Okay. Are you sure? One more time.
Mhm.
Try one more.
One more.
I want it to work.
Oh, you might be able to see on your shirt though.
Oh no, it's right there in the corner. No.
No.
Okay.
Wah, wah, wah. Wait, it's on your shirt.
Oh, look, Matt.
The Price is Right.
It's probably.
Do one more.
Let's see if we can find.
Add that one. Oh
You
no.
gotta sit up a little bit. See if they can see it. That is terrible.
Do that one.
Which one?
That one.
All in the Family. I don't.
It is a living room.
That 70s show.
Yeah.
That 70s show.
No, almost.
The Brady,
Oh,
the Brady Bunch.
Married with Children.
Married with Children. I was gonna say Married with
All my,
Am I go see Al Bundy on
all in the
Eileen's shirt?
family.
Maybe stand up. Maybe it's going to show some more of the living room.
Roseanne. Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Okay.
Roseanne.
I got it.
Did they get it? Okay.
Okay.
Couch.
It was a quilt. It was a quilt.
Okay. See?
Will it show up?
No.
That's the green. Oh, the green won't work.
No, it's
Okay.
way more fun watching on her shirt.
That's it. All right.
It's Roseanne.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Cosby Show.
Close.
Cosby Show.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Oh.
Oh. Wow.
Cartoon.
It's a movie.
Show the other way, Eileen.
Up.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
One
it.
more.
Nemo.
Nemo.
Yep.
Finding Nemo.
Okay. Now one more. Oh.
She didn't know this one. Yeah, shut the doors.
Red
Oh, the
Door,
elevators.
Insidious.
It's actually elevators.
Oh, is it Shining?
Yes.
That's old.
Okay. You got,
Got one more.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna start in the end. It's like a camera. I'm moving my angle.
3 years.
Halloween.
Yes.
Okay.
What was it?
My favorite.
What was it?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Let me drink some water after that one. So, let's see. Does everybody know everybody on the call?
I think so. This is our,
Hey.
the crew.
Okay.
Hey, Eileen, your shirt's
Yeah,
still a
you're
movie.
still on.
Oh, I'm still showing. You're
You're
still,
still on.
That's,
Look, let me. I'm sorry. Good example of my setting for our young people.
Oh my God.
Okay.
okay. We're good.
Okay. So, oh my goodness, it doesn't close.
That's the COVID.
Okay. So, the name of that little icebreaker is called What's Your Background? And that was going to lead into a little activity of us introducing ourselves and saying where we're from and how many years we've been in ministry and giving a little bit of our backgrounds. So, get it? What's your background? And just going into this meeting, a lot of it will pertain to the discussion towards the end after we get through some of the calendar stuff. But with everyone's background, whether you're a full-time youth minister, part-time youth minister, volunteer, veteran, kind of 10 years, less than 10 years, everybody, we need to hear your thoughts and your ideas. We want to hear your thoughts and ideas because this is a new time in ministry. For y'all on the parish level, for us on the diocesan level, we kind of don't know what direction to move in. And as we get talking about Quest and convention, a lot of questions come up. We can't move forward unless we hear from what's going on in your parishes and what you hope for the future. So with all of that being said, we appreciate all of you for being here. We appreciate your backgrounds and all that you bring to our youth ministry family. And I think Evan's going to go first in our agenda.
Mute. You're muted.
You guys share the Lamar picture.
Oh, yeah, we can share the Lamar stuff.
So let me minimize this so I can see easier. So we went to the Catholic Student Center this past Tuesday. There was no electricity. There was no air conditioning. It was hot, but man, they still showed up. I think all in all, at one point there was about 20 kids in that building. They celebrated Mass. We kept the food simple. The chicken and chips, water, and So they got good things going on over there. If you ever get the chance to visit maybe some of your old teens, I highly suggest going. Mainly because, I mean, for example, the electricity was out and there's still 20 kids in that room. That's saying the kids want to be there. The teens and I say teens, but they're college students. The college students really want to be there. And so it's really uplifting. And I highly suggest if you never came out and helped before, next time we do go out to Lamar, come. It's a really, really good time. Next will be the DYLT applications are due as soon as possible. We know we did say October 15th. We did get quite a handful in, but if you did not submit those yet, they have to be with them before they go to. Wait, or is it before or when they go to the meeting, Eileen? When they go to the meeting.
Our first meeting is November the 1st.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So for me to communicate the information to them, we need their information.
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. And we know. I mean, me and Chris can definitely sympathize. Every parish is at a different spot. Not everyone's meeting with their teens right away. But we really encourage you that if you do have some teens, start with that paperwork and get to us as soon as possible. And talking about DYLT, in that meeting on November 1st, the first one will be at the Catholic Student Center. And some email and details will be sent this week. Talking about DYLT, we're kind of toying with the notion of any parishes will be open to host a monthly DYLT meeting. It's nice that the Catholic Student Center, we had some facilities, but we also like to open it up a little bit and maybe see if one of your parishes will be interested in hosting one of those meetings. And I don't know if hands are being raised or anything like that. I had the small screen, but if you are interested in that, please let us know. Like I said, make sure you have the room capacity for it. And everywhere is different, but we are looking around about going to different spots in the diocese for these meetings, if that's possible. Last is the Life Chain that's coming up this weekend on October 25th. You have that? Yeah, there you go. It'll be coming up this week. If you ever seen this flyer before, it's very much the same. if you're worried about COVID regulations, they do stay a good ways apart from each other. And you can contact the people in charge on this flyer. It is attached to the mid-month newsletter if you want to go back and look for it, if you just happen to miss it. But I highly suggest if this might be a good way to start something with the teens. It's public, it's outdoors, you can space out, and it's good way to be active in our Catholic faith. So if that interests you at all, it's going to be from 2:30 to 3:30 at the various locations on the screen on October 25th. So I think that is my checklist. Eileen, go ahead and take it away. Or is it Chris? Yeah, Chris, go ahead and take it away.
Just real quick
Oh,
before
go ahead. Go ahead.
Chris takes it away. Does anyone have a glory story or something to share if you've participated in Life Chain before, or any advice on, encouraging youth or even families to join in, to be a part of it?
Our kids really enjoy it. We go every year. We used to come to Beaumont, and we would always like do the Life Chain, and then we would go to like Marble Slab and get ice cream, or we would go to Cece's and get pizza or something fun. Now we have one here in Silsbee. So what we've done in the past is we'll go to Life Chain, and then we'll come back to the hall, and we'll have banana splits or ice cream sundaes, and we'll have all kinds of toppings and things like that. So we kind of combine it, part service, prayer project, part social thing. So our kids really enjoy it.
Thank you for sharing that, Kathy.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we usually have in Orange, we usually have something happen each year almost. The kids really enjoy it because they actually, we always have somebody stop by to give us a story. It just always seems to be. That's where I met Jeanette, who's a good friend of mine, and that was where I met her, and she started volunteering at Birthright and has become, she does a lot and may even be director. I mean, it was just like godsend. We were just needing somebody, and that's where I met her, and she started volunteering at Birthright. Then we did have a lady that stopped, and her son had just passed away, and she stopped to tell us how much she appreciated us doing that. She said she got pregnant as a young teen, and all her friends told her to have an abortion. So she said she went down to the clinic, but she just couldn't do it. So she walked away, and she said, he was in his 20s. I believe he committed suicide, she said, but he worked out at one of the plants. But anyway, she cried, we prayed together, and she said she wouldn't have changed it for anything. And she just said how much she appreciated us standing up and being out there and praying for her son and all the other young mothers that are scared, and yet they have the courage to go ahead and have. And she said, I don't regret it. She said, I had him for, I think it was 27 years. She said, I had him for 27 years and I wouldn't have given up a moment. So, I mean, we usually have people drive by and they just stop and tell us their story. And it's awesome. It's awesome. That's all.
Thank you for sharing.
Eileen, real quick, when I was in youth group growing up, we would always come over to Beaumont when they had the abortion clinic open here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost a yearly thing. We pray in front of the abortion clinic, and since it has been shut down. And the reason why I bring that up is there's a lot of people listening to those voices here.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of places they aren't. But something in Southeast Texas, they're listening to compassionate voices in the pro-life movement here, and we've seen it in the past 10 years. So I really encourage people, anytime you can take part of a moment to show teens how to be active in their faith, please go, because it's, as you can see, people are listening here, and has been proof. And I just that's a very as most Catholics, that's a very strong topic with me.
It was a real eye opener for a lot of the youth that stood around and prayed with her. It affected them.
And I know we're living in the time of COVID, but as Evan says, I know on the prayer posters that we have in Beaumont, there are instructions and it says, please stand 6 feet away or, however many feet away. And I know that the kids like to stand together so that they can kind of be close to one another. But I always, when I was with the teens, I would tell them, you're holding signs and if people are driving by, they can't read your sign if you're like side by side. So if you space out, then they can read your message, then they can read the next message. And it's also neat to invite families. I've seen whole families come out there. Babies are in their strollers. There are, grandparents and lawn chairs and umbrellas. But just to show everyone the value of life from birth to elderly to seniors, that all life is precious and all life is beautiful. So even if you can't go as a youth ministry, maybe just sending out that flyer to your parents and encouraging them to take 1 hour to help with the message. So okay, now you can
Now
talk.
me, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Wait, Craig.
I've got a question. It's been a while since I've been to Life Chain. Is there any kind of cost for the posters or anything? I know at one point, a very long time ago, they were asking for like $2 or something. Do you know if they still are or not?
For $1.
$1?
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't.
Donation. It's mostly like a donation. It's not required, but it's a donation so that they can keep making the signs, and some of them get old and they need to make new ones. So it's just a donation, but it's not a requirement.
Okay.
And Craig, I did it with St. Catherine last year. I think they meet like on 365, kind of like by the Panda Express and Jason's Deli. And you'll see some cars there, and there's someone who will distribute the posters and kind of help direct the chain.
That's
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now it's your turn. If you want to.
That's it. We're done. That's it. Clip. So I'm kind of in charge of November, and the last meeting we talked about, we're tired of being stuck inside, and we all kind of talked about having a day of reflection, and everybody was on board of wanting to meet up. And since we can have mass, we can still have a day of reflection with the youth ministers and space, social distance and mask up and whatever else, and get a chance to see each other in person, to just spend a morning together and get some of your faith, to just get together to build on our faith. The date was, everybody agreed on, was November 14th. It'd be 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And Tammy and Matt stepped up and have graciously offered St. Charles with Father John. So I think that you got a
I
poll?
think we have a poll.
Okay.
We're getting fancy, guys. We've got a poll tonight. We've got 3 polls. Cross your fingers, they work.
That's it. Yep. And so here the 2 questions are you planning on joining either in person or virtually the morning of reflection for youth ministers on Saturday, November 14th? And also, if yes, how will you be joining? In person or virtually?
So we'll just give everybody a chance
Give me a couple seconds to jump on that.
6. Okay,
Is that everybody?
just about. Okay, we're going to end the poll in 5 seconds. Okay. Yay! Everybody wants to join in.
Yeah, I think something to be good is that, if we can kind of called some of our other youth ministry friends that we all have a few in the group that we talk to, and remind them about this and invite them to come be with us, because I know I missed all y'all's. I don't think y'all missed my ugly mug, but I miss all y'all's ugly mugs. So I definitely want to see y'all, and I need the help with building my faith up and just being stronger in with my journey in faith with God. And so being around y'all really helps me see what y'all do to help me with what I can't even think. See, I told y'all I forgot how to talk. Being away. See, that's why we need to meet in person, so I can learn how to talk again.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
then that will help us in our planning.
You got all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Stop share. Okay.
Okay. And also coming up in December, usually we go to NCCYM, which would have been in New Orleans this year. As of right now, we don't know if it's happening virtually. We know it's not in person, so we don't know if. I thought I heard them talking about it virtually, but as of right now, it's not on the website. It's not. Nothing's up about it having a virtual conference. So anytime, as soon as we find out what's going on, or if we hear anything, we'll get that information out to y'all. If y'all hear anything, y'all got some background information, let us know, and so we can also get that out there. Next thing, Junior High Spectacular. We've been trying to get this for over a year. I think is what it is. We're going to postpone Maggie Craig from December to spring. And do you think your parish will attend this in person? So we're getting fancy again. We got another poll. So let's see here. All right. But I know we've been trying to get her since last fall, or was it spring? No, she was for spring. Right when COVID
Yeah,
started.
she was supposed to be last spring. And then we pushed her back to this fall semester. And we're still communicating with her. And she's got some dates open in the spring semester. So we want to take advantage of her calendar if there's still the desire to have a junior high spectacular for this year. So, okay, I think that's everybody.
Okay.
So do y'all see the results?
They should be able to see them now.
Okay.
Yep.
So we will take this information and try to move forward with it.
Would that be something if maybe combining junior high and high school and having like a double event? Would that make it easier for everybody to show up, or make it more attractive to have more youth groups come?
Can I say no, please? I can't do the surveys because I'm driving, but I will say that I don't think junior high and high school need to be together. I think their topics are way different than what we need to be touching base on.
That'd be something we could have them like in different areas.
I'm writing it all down, Michelle.
How would
we'll
we
put them
do
together
it, though? If we had them there at the same time, I'm kind of like Michelle. I don't feel like the speaker could address junior high and high school with the same topic, or maybe the same topic, but not the same presentation.
Right. Definitely. Okay.
Okay. And then last we have NCYC, November 2021, Indianapolis. It is currently being planned. The Federation has until February to change the decision. So, please let us know something by February.
No,
Yeah,
not them.
No, not
Oh,
them.
yes.
Yeah, just the Federation.
Right.
I mean, by the world.
Yes. we just wanted to share that information with you guys to kind of maybe encourage your youth and get them thinking about a year from now. When we've lived through all of this, we're going to celebrate in Indianapolis with our brothers and sisters in Christ, and we're just going to have a good time with the keynote speakers and the workshops and just being together, sharing our Catholic faith. We were on a Region 10 call, and they mentioned that the National Federation is currently working on NCYC 2021, and just, I guess, watching the trends, watching what's happening in the world. So it is being worked on, and if something should change, then by February, they'll let us know of their plans. So we'll keep you updated. Okay. Everybody okay so far? I'm like Melanie, woohoo, let's go. I didn't do that very well. I'm sorry, Melanie. I love you. Now we're just going to jump into the discussion part of the Zoom call. And the first thing we wanted to ask, and I think I have a poll question, is have your ministry gatherings with youth started back up? This is just to get our conversation started right now. So it looks like it's about 63% yes and 38% no. So the floor is open for everyone. If you have started, what are y'all doing? Maybe give us some ideas of what's working for you, and maybe some words of wisdom to share with those who are still in the planning stages.
I mean, St. Pius is starting this Thursday. It's going to be our first meeting. So
We just started back with regular class. I mean, I went with Life Team again this year. And so we are just meeting regular class on Wednesday nights. You know, we can't always be in the youth room depending on how many kids are there, because we can't sit far enough apart. So some nights we have to stay in the parish hall. Haven't added a lot of other stuff. I'm kind of getting some input from parents. We are going to do the life chain. That'll be the first service project or anything we've done outside of class. We are planning a bonfire night out here at the house because it'll be outside. So it'll be a lot looser and a lot easier. The kids are excited. They were ready to come back, and they are ready to be in person. And so everybody's been really excited to be back. So it's been a really good thing for us.
Do you see that?
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
So I saw her comment just pop up, and I was gonna say we are meeting now. Our CCD classes and our youth ministry has been meeting since the first week of September, but everything is virtual. I think that from what I've understood from the diocese, it's really up to the pastor to make the final decision. So our priest has said absolutely no in-person at all. The youth ministry is doing wonderful. We're meeting every Wednesday night at 7:30. The youth ministers take turns doing the meetings so that there's not too many adults on one kid meeting, but it's going great, but they're dying to be together. For us right now, it's an absolute no with Father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you are correct in stating that it's each up to the pastor's discretion whether he allows in person or prefers the virtual at this time.
And just kind of break it off that, I help out with St. Joseph. That's one of the parishes I work with. And we have just started this month to do in-person CYM meetings. and one of the girl, it's kind of, our attendance is slow, right? We're all picking back up for the in person, so it's a little slow. And one of our senior leaders, she just said, "I don't care if there's 3 or 4 people here. I want to be here." You know, these teens want to be in person, and you know, every parish is different, every county is different, and understand the reasons to, you know, meet virtually. I think that's very important. But if that is your case, please pray for those teens that are struggling for some interaction, because that's a big part of their faith. Is that human connection and being in person. So make sure to include that in your prayers every single time, because virtual or not, these teens are struggling big time. But they want to be there. Even if it's on virtual, they need something. They need something.
I wanted to add something really quick that has changed this year for us that I notice a big difference on. Amy and myself we're not leading the virtual meetings at all. We are lucky to have 3 very, very active seniors that are all on DYLT, and they are a blessing like you would believe. We meet with them once a month at the beginning of the month. We type up an outline of what we want to be done, where their part is, where they're gonna talk. And those 3 teenagers are leading our virtual meetings 100% all the way. Amy and I do not talk at the meetings. And we have had several meetings where every one of our kids are logged on. I think that the interaction between each other and not just listening to an adult has made all of the difference.
So I'm sorry, Kurt.
Go ahead.
Will you step us through the process again of how you structure your month, and what's your role, your and Amy's role, and what's
well that's kind of funny.
Just in
I'm
general.
more the DRE, but Amy is the youth minister. But we both have young kids. We both have kids that are in the programs, in both programs. So we pick off of each other and help each other constantly, and we step into each other's roles constantly. What we're doing is every Wednesday night, the first Wednesday of the month, I have our family-based CCD folders done, and she has a paper bag for our CYOs. So the first Wednesday of the month, they do a drive-through at 6 o'clock, and they pick up their monthly folder. CYM kids pick up their bags, and within those bags are treats, goodies, clues as to what that meeting's going to be about, and they're not allowed to open them until they get on camera at the meeting time, and then they have to guess what we're going to talk about that day. But it's been some surprise, and it's so far it's worked. We're fixing to go into the 3rd month, and they're all picking it up, they're all participating, and like I said, it's the teenagers leading everything, so that's working well for us.
Do the teens come up with like the discussion questions or the games?
No,
or Amy.
No, Father had me create a calendar for the
Okay.
CCD, and it's on every guideline through the CCD program, and the CYM is staying loosely on those topics.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all of October was pretty much rosary. November, I mean, they're staying along the same as the family-based plan.
Okay. So it's catechesis and youth ministry kind of mixed together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And just to specify, because some people might be confused, y'all are present in the meeting, but the teens are leading it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Always 2 adults present
okay.
within the meeting, but
Okay.
the kids are leading it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we also have a typed up outline that we send those teens that they are to stay on topic. And if they want to tell a story or something, they run it by us first.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Tara.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Which parish is Sam's? Sam's, which parish are you from?
I think I know who it is. Tammy, what are y'all doing at St. Charles right now?
Well, we've got middle school meeting on Monday afternoons after school, just a place to go after school. Set up the volleyball net. It's all outside for the most part. Then we do the same thing for high school on Wednesdays. Our religious ed is all faith is all family based. So they're doing that at home. We send it out on Wednesday and they just do it when they can do it, kind of thing. And then our sacrament group, so confirmation, first communion, they're meeting in person. And that's how we set it up in August. When we first thought we weren't gonna be able to do anything in person. And we really didn't want to turn around and say, oh, never mind, we're going to change it. We want consistency. So we said in August we were going to do this through the first half of the year. So that's kind of what we're doing. Everything that we do in person that outside of those sacramental classes has been outside. The weather's been great for it. And so we've just tried to plan things outside and have mosquito spray.
And sunscreen.
Yeah, well, it's usually all in the evening, so we don't have to worry about it. Here and there. And we've started our Thursday morning masses, and we have really good attendance for that. We haven't been doing breakfast where they go over and everybody eats breakfast together, but we are doing like grab and go. So we prepackage, we get donuts and kolaches and all that and prepackage it so they can just take it and go with them. So baby steps, and it's just getting people back into that routine again because they've been out of it, and just looking at it as this isn't what we've always done, and so just it's different. It's a different time. And so we have to just look at it a different way.
Thank you for sharing, Tammy. I know you're right. It's a lot of like webinars I've been watching and blogs I've been reading is just encouraging everyone to do things, to start reconnecting, building those relationships, not necessarily getting into the formal catechesis or the heavy, in-depth Bible study, but just helping them to know there's a place for them. Reconnecting with old friends, rebuilding those relationships with adult mentors, even in the small things, like volleyball or.
They just need time to be kids.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything that they're doing at their parish? Or on the flip side, if you're not meeting yet, what if you're not meeting yet, what's stopping you from meeting?
Well, at our Queen of Vietnam, our pastors, he's wanted no physical contacts. And I'm trying to get them to get to virtuals, but it's kind of hard. So but we have confirmation in class with social distance, and confirmation 1 is once a month, and confirmation 2 is every week. So that's it. That's our parish.
That's a lot. Small steps. Steps will get us to finish the marathon, but small steps. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we're meeting. We had our first meeting as a youth group. We are doing our CCD in the parish hall, using social distancing and masks. And but as far as youth group goes, I met with Father and asked him if we could do our youth mass again, just in a different way. We could still, there's not a lot going on, like they don't bring up gifts and they don't sing, but we can stand in the front outside and we can greet. We don't sit together, so they sit with their family. That's different, but at least we're all in the front. And when the parishioners come in, we've learned to bow. Good morning. Good morning. So that's worked well. Afterwards, we met as a group. We're small, so I think we were only about 8 that were there that day. We met in our hall. I don't feel comfortable yet meeting in the youth house because it is a house and it puts us a little closer together. So we meet in the hall where we can use social distancing. And they use their masks. And of course, you know, we got our hand sanitizers all the time. What I did want to do, and I had ran this by the parents first, I did want to do our service project, which we had started last year. That was at Stable Spirits. I don't know if any of y'all know, they do EGALA and hippotherapy with the horses. And we did it last year. We went out there and we got to, the kids get to groom the horses. They get to, you know, do a lot of things to help Katie, which she needs help. And so, and I was volunteering there first. So we wanted to do that. And she needed help after the hurricane because she needed us to be picking up limbs and cleaning up spaces. And so, so I asked the parents, you know, because a lot of times I would have to drive. So I, you know, that's an issue. I just assured them that I would definitely sanitize my vehicle and whoever went, and I would have sanitizer in the vehicle. They would wear their masks. And that we did do that. The parents were on board with that. They were okay. And I did. I was very cautious about getting everything wiped down before they got in, wiping down once they got out, hand sanitizer 3 or 4 times. Anyway, so we ended up doing that. Oh, as far as the youth, I guess, you know, eating is different. I don't cook. I can't cook, and they miss that. But because I love to cook. And but we did boxed dinners, kind of like the individual boxed dinners like you would get from Dairy Queen or Chick-fil-A or something like that, just individual. So it's kind of hard because you have to keep telling them, okay, you got to be 6 feet. Okay, no. Okay, I mean, because they're dying to interact. They are just so, and they told me how much they enjoyed, you know, just even if it was 6 feet there, to be able to talk.
Yeah.
And to be able to see each other, even if it was with the mask on, but to be able to see each other. So we did the Stable Spirits and we helped Katie, and we did, and that was all outdoors. We picked up all of the limbs, and afterwards she let them each have their own horse. So it wasn't, so we could still do social distancing. So they got to brush the horse, they got to clean, they got to brush it, they got to do everything that you would do to groom the horse. And they love it. They love it. And Katie needs the help. So, you know, if anybody else wants to get with her and take your group, she is down with that. And she also teaches the group team building within using the horses. So, you know, she actually teaches my group at the same time as us actually doing a service project that they really enjoy. So I love Katie, and I've been doing that for a little bit. So yeah. So, and that was the only time. So it went well. It went okay. It went well. And so far so good. You know, you're just very cautious.
Yeah.
Very cautious. And then we'll do Life Chain on Sunday. And I get them to spread out because it looks like more people anyway.
Yeah.
So spread out and hold their time. It just, you know, you're going down a block, you know, instead of all bunching right there. So we spread out, make it look like there's a lot of people. We got a lot of support. We get people that honk all the time. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to, I was so glad to see the kids, and I'm looking forward to baby steps and using a lot of caution.
Right.
And so far it's gone well, but we've only met once. So anyway, that's what we're doing, and we'll continue as long as we can, and you know, if it's okay, as long as it's okay, and have the small group. So yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Patricia, for sharing. Would anyone else like to share in our discussion?
I mean, with St. Pius, the RE, each class is going to meet once a month in person, and the rest of the month will be virtual and taking the material homes, and we're going to be meeting every other week. My other parishes, the priests are having a really hard time just getting the kids back into church, period. With the parents being uncomfortable with them being there. And so that's our first goal, is to provide something for them to feel comfortable enough for them to come back to Mass, and then youth group or RE for those parishes. So that's a big struggle with them. 2 or 3 of my other parishes is just even having the kids show up for Mass, much less. Because I think one of them, my first thing is going to be with them. We're doing a retreat. We're going to try to do a retreat in December for Advent, and so hopefully that'll be the first start of something for that parish.
You know what you just
Go ahead.
what you just brought up, Chris, is we're struggling to get our kids. We're not seeing them at all, but every one of them is no, I'm not even doing these things, but they're going out to eat, they're playing volleyball, they're going back to football games, they're not quarantining, they're not nervous about coming into the church due to the quarantine. They've gotten out of the habit now.
They're used to not coming, and a lot of my parents are not comfortable bringing their kids, but I know a few of them. One has the asthma so bad that he hasn't been outside the house since March. And then the mother, she's been sick, so she ain't able to come in the house with him. So that's been a struggle. But it's, I know they're hungry to get back. It's just giving them the opportunities to, hopefully.
Us doing the youth Mass, actually, a few of them come. Not all of them came, but it kind of gave the parents an idea, because I told Father that maybe if we do a youth Mass, because we're not seeing a lot of kids at Mass, and we are an elderly church anyway, but we're not seeing the small number of kids. So once we get back with the youth meeting a little bit, and then have a youth Mass where we actually say, y'all are going to be in the front and wear your mask and greet, it kind of gives it's easing them in, kind of easing in the parents, easing into that, we take all the precautions, and that's what I told them. And it helped. I think we'll see baby steps. It's small. It's just small, but we just got to keep doing it. Keep doing what we can.
I can't help but think of Pope Benedict's letter about a year ago, where he said, at one point our churches may get smaller, but doesn't mean it's less beautiful. It can be, even in the numbers, our church is still our mother church. And that resonates with me during this Corona time, because it's reality. Our church in numbers may get smaller at a lot of our parishes, but it doesn't mean the church is less strong. The church is still strong as it's ever been since day one. And we need to remember that.
I think what Tammy was saying, and Tara and everything else, a big word or something big is that consistency, that they know at least what we are doing, and giving them that opportunity consistently, either if it's week by week, month by month. Because if it's one day here and then 6 weeks later it's something else, and then it might be 3 weeks later and it might be 2 days later, it's hard on the kids to get involved for just bouncing around all the time. So with y'all having the consistency and doing the same thing each week, so they know where they're at and where to go, it gives us the structure, makes it really, really strong. And so that's what we're trying to get back with some of my parishes.
Well, and I think number one, we always have to remember safety. Safety is the priority for all of our youth and their families. Then number two is building on what our pastors allow us to do. Keeping lines of communication open so that when he does give you the thumbs up or the green light, that you're ready. You're ready with your youth night, or you're ready with your service project. But I always encourage you to just keep in contact with the young people, either emails or text messages or newsletters, whatever format you can get to to let them know that you're thinking of them, and that if you're able to do things at the parish, letting them know that they're always welcome. And if you're not yet able to do anything at the parish, give them some ideas, maybe some movies to watch, with good Christian messages, or, if you read an article or a Bible study, a blog that maybe they can look at, and something to pray on and reflect on. But let them know that you're still thinking of them, and that you pray for them and hope for them that they're continuing on their faith journey. I appreciate everyone sharing their ideas and their successes, and certainly for those who haven't yet or aren't able yet to get back to a face-to-face model, maybe we can powwow one afternoon and just brainstorm ideas on how you can continue reaching out in the virtual world to the youth and to the parents. Because we're always looking for ideas on how to do that. I know as we prepare the monthly newsletter, we're trying to do more research and give more ideas for how we can help you, the youth ministers, in your planning and your programming. So if y'all have any ideas you want us to share and include in the newsletter, please also forward those to us, and we'll be happy to include them. Okay, let's see. Letter A. Letter B, how about Quest 2021? Are y'all excited? I'll tell you the truth. I have my notes. So these are my notes from April the 2nd, 2020, when we were first staying at home, and I was evaluating Quest 2020 and making my notes and my ideas for Quest 2021, because we were just going to build exactly on the foundation of the Quest last January. 5 months later, here's my new notes for Quest 2021. Way different. And they're just notes and ideas, because really we don't know where to go from here. We want to provide a safe, content-filled, spirit-filled retreat experience. But in the same breath, we want to ask, is this what you need right now? Will your parish be ready for this in January? Or can we focus on something else to help you in your ministry, thinking to January? I have another poll. Quest, yeah. Oh, well, okay, there's my first typo. So you believe your parish will attend an in-person one-day retreat with other youth groups. I believe that should read, do you believe your parish will attend an in-person one-day retreat with other youth groups in late January 2021? Is our first question. And then our second part to that question is, if not, would you be interested in us doing the legwork, gathering some topics, some prayers, some videos, some games, maybe even some people, maybe some of our office staff, or maybe some of the DYLT, I'm not sure yet, that could help you in giving a retreat in your parish based on your needs and your calendar. We just want to hear from you. Again, each parish is different, but we're kind of needing some help in what direction to move.
Have you been in contact with Camp Cofres? What's the camp y'all go to?
Like Tomahawk.
Tomahawk.
Yeah. What are their rules as of right now? Have you been in contact with them at all?
I myself haven't. I'm not sure if I'm not sure when the last time Melanie has spoken with them.
Yeah.
So of course that is a consideration. If that's a number one consideration is the location. Because if not there, then what are other options? Like if
Okay.
it's diocesan wide, could it be vicariate wide? Is it maybe a few parishes clustering together? We're not sure what it could look like.
Sure. Do we know, and I don't, you probably don't, of where the diocese, because you mentioned a 1-day retreat.
Right.
There wasn't even an option of a multiple day retreat. So is that just kind of out the window? We can probably mark off, overnight retreats off the calendar whatsoever, or should we specifically direct our attention on just 1-day retreats, or what's kind of the diocesan standpoint there?
In my last conversation with Melanie before she left for vacation, she directed me to lead this conversation in a 1-day retreat setting.
Okay. That helps.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amy and I-
everything we've talked about or planned so far in the office has all been geared towards 1 day.
Okay.
It might be
Amy-
it might be multiple weekends, but it's only
Right.
1 day. There has not been any talks about staying overnight.
Yeah, and I think that's the concern is the lodging. What will that look like?
Right. Okay.
Amy and I were wondering with Quest, and I don't want this to come off rude, but can the youth ministers not make this a confirmation retreat? You keep your confirmation retreat at your parish and let just the kids that really want to be there. Quest is always full of kids that look like they were forced to come. They enjoy it, and I'm glad they're there. But in this setting, needing to keep the numbers small, can that be something that's addressed?
I was
Preach.
just thinking that exact
Preach.
same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Woohoo! Yes, Tara.
I think Michelle agrees with the statement. I'm just guessing.
Well, I think this year too is going to be a little bit different because of confirmation retreats, period. It's like, with COVID and everything, it's like anybody's confirmation retreat is going to be the same as they have been. So, again, I'm with Tara and Amy that I think a lot of people use Quest as a confirmation retreat. So will the parish, what kind of confirmation retreat is there going to be, period, for each individual parish?
Right. How do I answer that?
Well-
Probably we encourage in past years, I'll say we've encouraged the numbers for the Quest retreat because it is a retreat experience, regardless of if it's just a youth ministry retreat or if fulfills their confirmation requirement. It being a 1-day retreat, I don't know if that will satisfy the needs of the PCLs or DREs looking for a retreat experience. But I do know that Kelly De La Rosa and her team at Catholic Student Center are gearing up to add more confirmation retreat dates to their calendar. And so I think that might be an option that we can share with the confirmation directors. And I hope that we will strongly encourage that option, let's say.
That is something that you could tell Brian to push on to the DREs and the PCLs. Please offer retreats within your parish for you so that youth ministry should not have to do that.
Well, but at the same time, I have really mixed feelings about this. I mean, I think Tara makes a good point,
Right.
especially this year because of space. But and most of the time, my confirmation kids want to go. I rarely have one because the kids talk it up. They're excited.
Yes.
So I rarely have one that doesn't want to go. But I have had a few through the years, and without fail, every single one of them comes back to me at the end and is glad they went. It's very
Transformative.
powerful. Yes. And to me, it's part of that putting our teens in positions of things that are out of their comfort zone and and letting them be impacted in ways that we can't impact them. We can, but that whole setting of the teens from across the diocese, the DYLT, the other adults, it's a very powerful weekend. And I have really mixed feelings about saying just across the board, flat out, don't use it for confirmation, because even if a kid doesn't want to go, by the time the weekend is done, they have been impacted and it has become a positive thing.
Kathy's onto something there, but my main hang up with it is Quest isn't a confirmation retreat.
Right.
It's a
It's a
two
retreat
totally
experience.
different monsters, I should say. And that's my kind of hang up with this is, you know, it's two different things. So if you're going to make it for a confirmation retreat, then they should be going on a confirmation retreat, not a retreat that's not about confirmation. And I feel the same with like Youth 2000 and those types of things as well. You know, those aren't confirmation retreats. And I love the idea of Kelly's team. You know, if you need help with that,
Right.
reaching out and sharing that with youth ministers or PCLs or whoever you need to. One question though, do you know if the retreats that they're planning, they're also one day as well, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you.
I believe so.
And just to kind of bring that together, there's a lot of, it's not that the confirmation kids can't attend. We just need to package it as not a mandatory confirmation retreat from a parish.
I think I think
am I understanding that?
catch you up. I think to catch you up though, Evan, is in the past we've, you know, in the Diocese of Beaumont, we do not have a lot of paid youth ministers, and a lot of our youth ministers are volunteers, so they've had to use that for that. But the problem, I'm not meaning to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, and I was going to say something else.
I would just say it's not that these confirmation kids can't go at all. Please don't misunderstand it. It's just that y'all are wanting it not packaging as something that these kids have to attend. More of an optional perspective. Am I understanding that right? I'm just trying to bring it all together. That's because that's how my mind works.
Well, but you know, there's a lot of things that I tell my freshmen and sophomores as confirmation students they have to do.
Okay.
Because I don't use Quest as confirmation. It's not my confirmation retreat. We have a day of reflection that we do as a confirmation retreat, but it's a part of their confirmation preparation, just like service projects are, participating in a certain number of social projects are, participating in youth masses are, finding a ministry that you want to be involved in. You know, it's part of confirmation because it's part of bringing them into the fullness of parish life and experiencing what our diocese offers.
Michelle, do you have, I'm sorry.
On that note, what I was going to say, that following what Kathy said is bringing them to the parish life. I think as DREs and youth ministers, as confirmation directors, we miss an opportunity to do a retreat in our own parish as confirmation, because part of what I'm really pushing this year, because we are kind of in a rebuilding stage, is that being confirmed in the church is also being the church. And you cannot be the church if you are not active in your church, because we are the church. And that's what I'm trying to push. And I'm trying to rebuild the program at St. Jude, because it's been a totally different avenue than what my preference is. But I mean, I think that all these jumping through hoops and go to these retreats and stuff like that, if we do it in the format of building community with our own kids at our own church and take an opportunity to take that option to do it in your own parish, I'm rambling, I'm sorry. That
You're driving.
I'm driving and I'm trying to.
Her wheels are turning in many ways.
My thought
You're watching where you're going.
In the past, it's been like Quest and Teen Acts and all these other different retreats that they use for confirmation. Okay, if you look at the diocesan guidelines, it's very vague.
She shouted.
You got to have certain different aspects to consider it a confirmation retreat. But if you step back for a moment as a youth minister, as a DRE, and go, okay, but what do I really want for my kids? What do I want these kids to understand about confirmation? Do I want them to understand that, oh, they can go to any diocesan event? No, I want them to build community in their church and fall in love with their church and actually love where they're at their church and go, okay, now I want to do more, you know, and fall in love with saying, yes, I want to be confirmed. And then all these others are luxuries and they love going to this stuff. That's my goal at St. Jude. I don't know about everybody else, but I want these kids to fall in love with their parish again. And I want them to fall in love with saying yes to being confirmed and not just, I have to jump through hoops.
And Michelle, thank you for your presentation. No, not really, but be careful on the road.
I'm sorry.
No.
You're good. I thought you made a lot of good points.
Yes, I think everyone has shared the benefits and both sides of the discussion. I think have been voiced tonight, and certainly we'll consider that. I'm not sure exactly what Quest 2021 or Retreat 2021 is going to look like.
Hey, Eileen.
Yes, ma'am.
In the grand scheme of things, just in looking somewhat forward, at least in just what we're seeing, I don't see how we can gather 300 people.
Well, no, and that's why.
And so is that possibility of doing something more clustered, in clusters,
yes,
more of a possibility than saying we're not going to do anything?
No, we will do something. It's just maybe not diocesan wide because of the numbers. So an idea might have been a vicariate or maybe neighboring vicariates, just depending on the number of those who are interested, or a cluster parishes. So I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking, or we're as a staff, we're kind of thinking towards, because we know that we wouldn't be able to gather the usual numbers.
And I think that's something that we were talking about before I started, was going to 2 weekends was discussed to keep the numbers down, so that the retreat is more the small group retreat aspect than it is just the big mini convention that it's become. And I know that we had discussed that as a staff of having 2 weekends, so that way it'd be capped, the numbers would be capped. You still get we could get the next probably more kids, but it'd be smaller each week. And so I think that's the direction that they want. Melanie and Eileen have been talking about going.
Yeah, and the tee off on Chris's numbers, the size of Quest right now, if you go with last year's numbers, is probably about very, very close to the Lake Charles Diocese DYC.
Wow.
So
Well,
like within 50. So that's how big this is getting. And I know Lake Charles, they don't have the biggest DYC, but when it's getting comparison to a neighboring DYC and its numbers for Quest, numbers are a big factor, especially right now. Everything's numbers. So I just wanted to back up Chris in that.
And the thing is that's a good problem to have.
That's a great problem.
And some of us old school, like Kathy, I mean, how many quests did we used to do? Was it
3,
4 or 5?
We did 3 or 4.
Okay.
5? Okay.
I remember 4.
I remember
4 weekends
4.
in a row.
The whole month of January, we were questing.
Yeah.
Or like 3 weeks in January and 1 week in February.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good problem to have, is too many people coming to this. So
well, and I'm excited to see, of course, I know this year everything's off the table normal, but I was excited to see multiple weekends back on the calendar for Quest, because I really felt like it had gotten too big to accomplish what.
And so we're gonna take the evaluations from the last Quest and try to see how we can put that into this puzzle of our next retreat for January 2021. But I appreciate everyone chiming in on the discussion, and we'll keep you updated as the planning goes along.
I think what we talked about was like having it in certain areas for one day so that, like I said, the parishes could cluster. So it wouldn't be trying to get everybody at one time. And so it might be like, one weekend or 2 weekends or 3 weekends.
And is that still like a DYLT thing? Or do we
Don't
know?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
That'd be
Hey,
a
I
lot
just
to
want to
have to
say
do
I'm
on TV.
sorry for getting a little too over compassionate
Oh,
sometimes.
No. You're right on. That's what
Oh, are you safely at your destination?
she's on
I
top
am
of
at
it.
home.
Okay. Very good. Very good. But as I said, as the planning goes along, as the format, locations, we'll keep you updated so that you can be preparing your youth. And then moving on to our last point of discussion this evening is looking forward to Youth Convention 2021. If you haven't marked your calendars yet, that's June the 9th through the 12th. And Melanie's had 2 meetings with Bishop since he's been installed. And on both times on discussing the calendar, Bishop has said that Youth Convention 2021 is happening. It might look a little different. We're not sure what exactly it will look like, but he definitely wants us to have something. With that being said, and as I said at the beginning, we're going to need your help. We're going to need your thoughts, your ideas, all of these minds working together, thinking outside of the box to create our upcoming youth convention. I think on our last or 2 Zoom calls ago, we decided that our theme for the year would be Begin Again. And so thinking of that theme and the life that we're living now and how we're all in some form of beginning again, how can we convey that message at our youth convention? So if y'all are on the computer or talking to friends or other youth ministry people, if you have any ideas on speakers or workshop topics, please, send them our way or save them maybe for the next Zoom call. We'll spend some more time discussing the youth convention. I think hopefully in December, early December, we might try to call together just a meeting of the minds where we can bring forward some of these concerns, some of the questions, logistics of Youth Convention 2021 to prepare for parish preparations for the convention. So I know that's a lot being said and our time's almost running out, but does anybody have any thoughts or questions so far about Youth Convention?
Excited.
That's right, Evan.
So, like, DYC was my first event here when I came in, even though I was showed 2 weeks before. I love DYC in Beaumont. I do. I love it. So I'm very happy to see the possibilities coming back.
And John Finch is still on?
I believe the John Finch Band is still on board to join us for this summer. So it's one piece of the puzzle that I think is already set.
And if we don't have convention, Revelations has happened. So we got to worry about nothing else.
Careful what you say, son.
I know. I like it. The apocalypse has happened.
Is this, I mean, this is a very big subject and we could go hours on this.
I know.
But just a quick question. Is that still in preparation of us going to Houston? Like, is the contract still there with that particular hotel? Okay.
Yes,
right.
the contract
Convention
is still in
convention.
place.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's lots of things that as we move forward, we're going to have to consider. And again, Matt, you asked the question about, what Lake Tomahawk is doing, with what policies and procedures they have in place. We'll, go to the hotel and ask them the same, what stipulations do they have for rooming for in their meeting rooms and their breakout rooms. That's certainly one question we need to ask fairly quickly to begin our planning. So I guess we just want to get y'all excited about it and thinking about all those kids that you want to bring along and share this experience with, because it's on the calendar and it's going to happen in some form or fashion. So, oh, hello. Let's see. I think that finishes my part of the agenda. Does anyone have any last thoughts or comments or questions?
I have a prayer request.
Okay.
First, for my 93-year-old grandmother, she didn't feel right, and so she's being held. She was held overnight. I still haven't heard much. She's very strong, but we are a very male-dominant family with 7 brothers and 1 girl of that family, and so to kind of downplay a little bit of what happens. But I ask that you pray for my grandmother. She's a strong woman, but things happen. And for our baby in the womb that is coming, we're very excited about. If you didn't know, we are expecting again. We did genetic testing as just a safety precaution, and there's no issues at all. And the baby's actually going to be born. The due date is the day that our other child was born sleeping. So that's kind of a little treasure we got back from God. So I asked for prayers because we are nervous and scared on top of hurricanes, but yeah.
Certainly. Oh, this is our baby.
She hollers at her.
Okay. Would someone like to lead us in our closing prayer then?
All right, somebody pick a number between 1 and 10.
I did it last time. So somebody else do it this time.
You will, Kathy?
Yes, but I did it last time. I'm just saying.
Well, you're such a good prayer.
I'll do it if she doesn't want to.
I'll do it. You can do it next month. I'm not doing it next month.
Gotcha.
All
I'll
right.
write you down, Michelle.
How about y'all both do it? One starts, another finishes.
I'll do the first half. You can do the second half.
Bad idea on Zoom. Just saying.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Got
Amen.
the Holy Ghost here, huh?
Father, we just place ourselves in your presence, and we are so grateful for this time together tonight of getting to meet with people that we love and the friendships that we cherish. We ask your blessings on all of our groups. Give us your love, your spirit, your wisdom as we go forward. Help us to be present however we can, whenever we can, for our students, for our families, for the rest of our parish, and for each other, so that we always support and lift each other up. We just ask your blessings on this year as we go forward. All of the prayer intentions, we lift Evan and his family up, and we just ask your presence and your healing and your grace that they may enjoy this pregnancy without fear. And we just ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
We love you, Evan.
There was like cat hair when you put the cat down.
That's the Holy Spirit in our house. We're doing good.
That's that interpretive dance.
I was saying, man, we're switching back and forth on prayer. Eileen swatting, we going Pentecostal. What's happening?
I was like,
Get up and start
It's like a glob of hair.
I was waiting on Patricia to sit there and talk in tongues. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, Lou, what's up?
I see y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Did they see
Thank y'all so much. It's been real.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Melody. Me too.